What's going on in reselling right now? Today, on this video, I'm going to talk about what's going on in the reselling world right now because it feels like every platform is changing at the same time, not just one. So if you're someone who resells on a lot of platforms, you're seeing a lot of changes. Poshmark is changing. eBay is changing. Mercari's still Mercari. Tell me how you do on Mercari. Let me know in the comments below. Blech. Anyway, Vinted is finally starting to get a little louder. I like Vinted, and I have been selling things on there. Few and far in between, but they're selling, and I need to put more stuff on there. So that's really my fault. And live selling is becoming a whole world of its own. It really is. I took notes. I'm sure if you're reselling like I am, you can feel that. You can feel it. How it's changing. Oh, I gotta just boop. How everything is changing in the reselling world. The biggest thing I think I'm noticing, though, is that resellers are tired of feeling like one platform controls their entire business. And I've spoken about this before because I've been restricted from Poshmark more than once and more than twice. That matters because when you're listing, sharing, photographing, packing, shipping, and showing up every single day, you want to feel like your work is actually your work and it has a chance to be seen. On Poshmark, sellers are talking about promoted closets, live shows, and updates that feel confusing. I'm a little confused about the promoted closets. Let me know if you use promoted closets in the comments and if they're working for you. I can tell you that 90%, I'm just making up a number, 90%, but that's what it feels like, of the people that I know who are doing promoted closets on Poshmark say they don't do much better. On eBay, AI tools and prompted listings are becoming a bigger part of the conversation, so that's a good thing. On Mercari, some sellers still make sales, but many feel like the platform is unpredictable. I just feel like the platform is dead for me, no matter what I try to sell on there. Even if I look to see what's selling on there, and I always do, it doesn't sell. So I kind of gave up on Mercari, but started really liking Vinted. It's getting more attention, and I think it's because people like the idea of faster and lower priced sales, and that's okay. You know, I can buy something for, let's say, $5 and sell it on Poshmark for $30. Maybe I could sell it on Vintage for $20 or $25, but it's a quick turnover. Whatnot. Let's talk a little bit about Whatnot, even though I am not using it at the moment. I did do a couple of live sales on there when they first started, but I didn't have luck with the actual platform. It kept on screwing up on me, and I can't. I'm someone who's normally very calm, cool, collected, or funny, whichever. That made me nervous. I don't know why. Not that I was selling live, but that things were screwing up while I was selling live, and it wasn't me. Now, it may have been that I didn't know how to use things, but I was doing everything that I learned from the training. So let me know how you feel about Whatnot. I know so many people love it, really. So people are just buying items that they really need now, and they're buying them from people that they can trust. They're buying them like they're buying a connection, and they're buying from people they feel like they know. And that's the shift, really. Reselling is not just about finding stuff anymore. It's about building options for people. And maybe that means cross-listing. Maybe that means doing live sales. Maybe that means starting to do content. Maybe it's pricing some things to move instead of waiting forever for top dollar. I have been definitely doing that, and it is working. You know, I think when I first started, I used to watch everybody who's been doing it for so long, and I was kind of copying what they were doing because if it works for them, it's going to work for me. Yeah. P.S. Don't do that. If one app slows down, glitches, changes fees, or changes the rules, you don't want your whole income and your whole business sitting in one platform on one closet. It's like having a wobbly table with one leg. That's what it feels like. So my personal takeaway is this, guys. Don't panic. Pay attention, though. Pay attention to all of these changes. That's why I'm putting them out there, because a lot of people don't pay attention to these type of things. I know I didn't in the beginning. So, like I said, don't panic. Keep learning. Just keep learning. YouTube is the best. You know, there are many, many, many people who you can learn from, for sure. I'm happy that you're here. But keep testing. Keep building trust with your buyers. And I do that by shipping everything as quick as I can. Usually within 2 days, if I find it that minute. When it comes in, it goes out. But sometimes it takes longer. You know, sometimes we can't find things as resellers. You know how that feels, right? I'm sure you do. So ship it in things that are going to keep it from breaking. I didn't do that in the beginning, or I didn't know how to wrap things. Learn how to wrap things. Watch a couple of people when they're shipping who have been doing it for years. I can tell you that now I pretty much wrap everything in bubble wrap first, even if it's shoes and they're just flat ballet slippers that I know aren't going to get ruined. The other shoes I put in boxes, or they are in boxes, but just, yeah, make sure you're creating trust and that people are happy with what they are getting. Here's an example. I sold these beautiful vintage creamer and sugar bowls, and when I found them, they were only like $2, I think, for both, and I found 3 sets. One of them wasn't complete, and one thing broke from one of them eventually. However, I sold this woman a set for $30, and then she went right back in my closet as soon as she got it and bought the next set, because I believe, this is my thought, she saw how I put love into it. I don't send out thank you cards like people do and all that stuff. I used to. But if it's a return customer, you know, of course, I want to say a little something, but it won't be anything big. It'll be a little note. So just know that reselling is changing, but that doesn't mean that we're done. I think it's changing for the better. I don't know about you, but it just means we have to get smarter. And please, don't let one platform decide whether you feel successful or not. Reselling is changing, but that doesn't mean we're done. It just means we have to get smarter, lighter, more flexible, adaptable. We should always be adaptable as resellers. And if you're feeling that shift too, yeah, here I am. You're not alone. Let me know a little bit about your experiences on your platforms. Maybe you're even on different platforms. Maybe you're on Grailed. Grailed? Oh, I forgot. Maybe you are on The Real. Maybe you're on ThreadUp. Maybe you're on, what is it called? Vestiaire. There are so many different ones. Let me know. how your platforms are doing and if they're changing and how you feel about what I said about these. I'm happy for your thoughts, whether they're for or what can be improved upon. So let me know. And if you like this video, like it, give it a thumbs up, and follow. Definitely hit that subscribe button. And I will see you again soon. Looking forward to it.